Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, and today we're just going to walk through the markets. What's going on, what you might want to look at, and you might want to consider. And let's go ahead and get right into it and see if people show up. But hey, first of all, TDAC came out with their first distribution, 17%, thereabouts. And that's 17% annualized. Everybody's like, oh, it's paying weekly. No, it's paying monthly. I don't know where people get their information from. You can find it right on their website. So it is 17% annualized. But how has it been doing? This is price change since it came out, and it's up almost 7%. But what about the Qs? Well, the Qs are up about 6.5%. So that's been slightly outpacing the Qs, but okay, we'll take it. Next thing you will get into is silver. And if you haven't looked, silver is getting demolished today. Yay, silver. No, we don't want silver to get demolished, but hey, we're having a little pullback. You got to look at it long term. And I'm going to show you a chart where I got out because people were, and if I would have stayed in and reinvested 3.5% below my cost basis, oh, I would have been better off today than I would have thought of. But hey, that's why you just don't panic when you have a price correction on something. Come up with your own thesis, figure out what you want to do, and go for it. But hey, okay, silver, it's going to be right around that 21% range, and we'll see how silver keeps on going. We'll keep on monitoring that. And if we looked at silver before today's pricing, hey, okay, silver is right there close to silver on their price chart or total returns chart, which is really the same as the price chart because they haven't made a distribution. They just came out with their announcement today. We'll see how that works out over the long term. But hey, look, there's also gold. Now, somebody's been asking, well, why is K gold like this and Neos like this? And I guess they just don't understand how they're doing the options. So KGLD is trying to create a Delta One and is going to track the price of gold fairly consistently. But at the same time, every time there's a pullback, like today, IAUI will not go down as hard as KGLD. That is how it's designed. I just don't think people get it. They get all frustrated and then they make comments, and it's just like longer term calls versus Delta ones. Delta ones will get trashed harder when there's a correction, but they will recover faster when the market goes back up. But that's how it works. And you can see how gold for Neos has done. It's been a pretty consistent return, going up about 17%. That's pretty good for total returns on gold. They haven't made the distribution announcements yet, but that is due today. Now, I'm going to bring up one that I made an original video way back in the day, and this is TLTW. Really, it was like one of my first videos, and people made fun of me, and they said, oh, you don't know what you're doing. That's trash. Oh, look at that. I sit back and go, maybe I should have stayed in long-term treasuries instead of listening to people saying, oh, it's trash and it's going to go down forever. And I just don't know what they're even talking about. But we're going to look at one thing here, and that is when the Genius bill came out. Remember, the Genius bill makes all these stable coins backed by treasuries. You guessed it. And look at that. Treasuries have gone up pretty much since then. And if I go back, I'm missing my original video, but hey, my original video was back in August, and it's well above the cost basis. So I could have took my 8% and reinvested the rest, because this is a price chart and they're paying 15%. So there you have it. you can do long-term treasuries. Not financial advice or any other advice, but I'm going to say long-term treasuries with the rate cuts and the fear of inflation still going down, it might be a good bet. It's actually up today compared to the rest of the market. That's besides the point. Now, the next question you have in the back of my mind is hey, does TLTW fit into my portfolio? And I came up with a couple different ones. I looked at TLTW against TLTP against TLTX. And hey, look, you look at these, they appear to do fairly well. TLTW is leading the way, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe you want long-term treasuries. Maybe that's something you want to do. I don't know. With the Genius bill coming out, might be something for you to consider. Just throw it out for conversations. It's another way if you can get your 8% and reinvest the rest. At least that's what I'm doing. And if I look at total returns, it's all the same. Total returns, price returns, there you have it. Oh, the last one, this chart here is against SPY. So since the Genius Act, long-term treasuries have been doing better than SPY. Just thought I'd throw it out for conversations because you don't always look at that. I would have never considered that. So I just brought it up. That is the slides I had for PowerPoint presentation number 1. Of course, I did 2 PowerPoint presentations because you guys just love PowerPoint presentations. And I'm just going to go back and I'm going to look at T-SPY because they just made their distribution against XDTE just to see how things have been going along because it's been a while since I looked at XDTE and I just wanted to see, am I in the right horse? Maybe XDTE is the better one. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. T-SPY, XDTE, they're a little bit behind on total returns, and I can understand that. But this is the chart that I look at and I go, I just don't know there. Because I made a comment that XDTE will never recover in price. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm right. I have to be. It was just something that I noticed that they were rolling their deep in the money, poor man cover calls, whatever you want to call them, leaps with an S, not a leap. I saw that the other day. Somebody put leap, and now it's leaps with an S. But hey, at the end of the day, they're rolling them, and they're going to pay you out those gains because they did not do a heartbeat trade. That's not what they did. So hey, I don't know. I think that they're going to price will get hit every time the market goes down, but they're going to pay you out high distributions. At least that's what they've been doing so far. The next one I'm going to look at is XPay because I heard a lot of you don't know how XPay works. Well, I look at XPay and I look at the market. The market's up. Seems to be fairly reasonable. XPay is just a little bit behind because they have to take out what they have for fees. So that's interesting. But how does this look like on a price chart? Because that is total returns. Well, lo and behold, well, unless you're expecting the market to continue to rise, price is down. And that's what I expected. They're paying that 20% per month, which is just a little bit high for the implied volatility and what the markets are going to do with SPY. That's just how it is. It's how it's working. Now, if you want something that's tax efficient and just giving you your money back, this is the one for you. But hey, that is totally up to you on what you want to do for your efficiencies. I'm just pointing out on the charts just to make sure that we're not missing something, because who knows, maybe XPay was the best horse and I missed it. But I wanted to go back and check just to make sure that I wasn't missing. And apparently, I'm going to say that I did not miss anything. That is what I had for today. So silver and gold, I'm going to go look at this chart. Silver and gold still getting slaughtered. Yes, they are. TLTW is up. And I want to say That's pretty much everything that's on the chart that's actually up. But remember, I said I was going to buy Bitcoin when it was below 110. And I've tried to stay to that. I always get myself, FOMO in. Try to not FOMO in. Try to make your own goals of where you want to get into the market, because Bitcoin just crossed that 110. So I didn't pick up any today. And I'm going to stick to my guns because I think there will be another buying opportunity sometime in the future. And if it's not, I'm going to enjoy the ride as the price continues to climb. That's the way that I'm going to play it. So anyway, we're going to see how the markets go. Don't panic. Things change. We don't know what's going to come out with the tariffs on China. I hope everything turns out A-okay. But always make sure that you're ready for the worst, because you don't know. It might change. And you don't know if somebody's going to get cray-cray over someplace else. But remember, just take your 8% or whatever percentage you're trying to take and enjoy life. So until next time, I'm just going to go ahead and say, God bless and enjoy life. Take care.